Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts with Mike, and today we have another one of these fabulous engraving kits that I picked up in the range. Yes, here we have the Art Maker Essentials Engraving Creations, and it's done by a company called Hinkler Create. They do a hell of a lot of diamond paintings with this company as well. I have found they don't do a website, so like for delivery. They do a website for looking at the items, but there doesn't appear to be any indication of any delivery options. So yeah. Now, if you're new to this type of hobby, what you get is a little tool here. And as you can see, it says scratch and reveal fine art with a metallic finish, and this is a sea turtle. So it's been quite a while since I last done one of these. I believe the last one that I done on the channel was a panda. So yeah, to have this back is quite nice. Now, as you can see, it says reveal a shimmering silver masterpiece with Art Maker Essentials Engraving Creations. You use your practical panel to experiment with the engraving tool. Finer strokes will be achieved with the tip and border strokes with the size of the tool. You also get yourself a piece of paper under your hand, or place a piece of paper under your hand to prevent accidental marks, and begin at the top of the panel. Scratch away the lines to reveal the metallic finish underneath, and 3 as you go. Use a damp cloth to brush away the shavings, or you could just do the old-fashioned way of just blowing it and blowing the dust away. Now, in here you do get yourself one practical panel, one engraving tool, and one pre-painted panel. Now, the pre-painted panel will sit underneath this black covering here. The way you get the animal to look like this is by using the scraper here to gently scrape away, and it reveals the actual thing. So we'll take a look in here. I've had this for a number of weeks. I ordered it on Amazon. I ordered it on the range with my crab pillow that I showed you on the other channel, Diamond Paints with Mike, and this was in that box. Now, as you can see, we've got some card, and I'm just checking to see if there's anything else in there. Yeah, but of course we can't be leaving the scraper, the scraper thing. They do sellotape it to the box for some reason. And in here we have okay, so a miniature version, I imagine. Okay, and we've got the tool itself, so that's pretty good. I have done this before because I used to do panda, as I said. And then you have the actual card, and then as you can see, we've also got ourselves the paper. Now, what I don't understand is why have we got a big version? Because this is quite disappointing. They've given us a big version, but then we've actually, all we've paid for is that. That's interesting, I'll be honest with you, because when I got the panda, it was actually all done for us. So, you know, it was all black at that size here. So I'm not understanding that. That's very, very disappointing. But this would obviously be the pre-painted panel. I don't think we're going to be working on that because I don't actually know. But obviously this would be the practical panel to experiment. So this is like an experimental one, and then I assume we work on the main panel with this, because obviously this is actually the white covering. So for example, what you would do, I'm just gonna check something here. Now you can keep it like that if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna do a little experiment on, let's try and pick a section. Let's just try this little bit here. I just want to see what the idea is. You follow the line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just try this bit here. Yeah, I can see the silver there. So as you can see, the idea is that you go over that, or you could just keep that white and you could use this part here. But as you can see, for example, all you're doing is you're basically, you see the minute you put the scraper on, you see, it brings up the engraving. Now I don't think there's anything under this, because if when I'm scraping it would reveal like a little animal or something under it, but this is just like for a tester. So as you can see, you don't have to press too hard, but you see it's some people like to just go like that, or some people like to color it like a little book and stuff. But as you can see, I'm just going to do a little experiment here all the way around the edge, just to give you a little idea. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed because I wasn't expecting that bit, but the other bit that we got. But I vaguely remember with the panda, I'm sure I'll have to have a look at the video, but I'm pretty damn sure we just got the black outlining like this and it was a cover, you know. But yeah, so you see, you can do any sort of shape with that. Now what I've done there is I've made it into like a fancy photo frame. Now what you could do if you wanted to is you could just stick a photo of your family member there, or perhaps a photo of a day out somewhere with a nice background. You could have like perhaps a husband and a wife with like a lovely sort of background of something there, and just stick it on with the glue. You don't have to like take all the silver off like I've done here, but as you can see, that's basically what you do. And then obviously in this section you can for example, you sort of go over it like so, you see, and then you basically just follow the line going round. Now they say to use a damp cloth, but as you can see, just work your way round and then you can just go. The only difficulty is with this is that it's very white, so obviously you probably won't be able to see where the actual engraving is coming from. That's the only problem with that. But don't, whatever you do, take all the black off, because the black is only there to sort of conceal, you know, the shell. But this bit here, obviously be careful with, because obviously if it's a thin line, you don't want to take too much off, because the more you press, the more it's going to scrape it off. So you see what I mean? And then we can sort of like go further down, you see? Now it may go over the edges, but you try to stick to it, to the line as best as you can. Okay, and then you sort of like guide it down the section where it's got to go. It's probably the same way to how like a sort of scratch card works, I suppose. So you see, if you go too wrong, you can take quite a chunk out of it and then you lose the detail. But I've only done that to show you. I did that deliberately to show you what it's like if you don't follow the pattern, because you can lose the pattern very, very quickly. So you see, and then we could probably do a bit round here. So imagine like, you know, the patterns, what you can do is sort of like, you can brush it away like a pencil with a rubber, you know. If you're rubbing out your writing, you can just brush it along like that, you know. So very easy to do. You just sort of follow the line as you go round, you know. So yeah, it's quite easy to do. And then as you can see, you start to get the silver coming out of it. So you see, and obviously once you've scraped it off, there's no way of fixing it. So obviously just make sure that you do everything to the best that you can, you know. And then you just sort of follow it round. See? And join it up with the other ones. And then for like these stroke bits, again, you just sort of, with them, I don't like drag it along. I just try and go one scrape, you know, as best as we possibly can. There used to be a collection out called Draw the Marvel Way, and it was done by a company called Harshett Partworks, and I vaguely remember doing that, but at the time I sort of wasn't really enjoying it very much and I cancelled it. So yeah, it was, I did regret cancelling it, but that was out, good God, quite a few years ago. 20, maybe 2015, something like that. But you see, like, you see all the flicks of that, you know? So, yeah. You just follow it round. It can be quite difficult as well, with obviously working on a wire as well. It's, you sort of have to keep going back and checking where you've gone over, where you haven't gone over and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then obviously if you scrape too much, for example, you see here, if you scrape too much and too hard, it pulls the backing off. So again, I've just shown you an experiment there just to show you, because I probably won't keep this once it's done. I've just doing what this is called engraving creations. It's not really my cup of tea, but I thought I'd it popped up, and it's not a hobby that I would like jump at, you know. It's got to have something on it that will make me want to do it, you know. But yeah, so let me sort of go down here. So yeah, you don't want to scratch it too much. I often watch a TV show called The Repair Shop, and some people engrave rings on there, and you sort of think, how the hell do you have that skill to do that? Like, I would be scared that I'd like damage the ring, or like all it takes is like a slip and you can engrave it completely wrong. Because this guy was putting a new piece of metal banding in it, so yeah. So yeah, could be quite good for ASMR, I suppose, with like the scratching noises and stuff. So yeah, that's probably why this channel is so like on the slow side, because it's just trying to find things to do. When I started this channel, I thought, oh yeah, there'll be plenty of crafty bits I'll do, and there's like very little. When it comes to crafting, I'm very sort of like very little interest in things with crafting. So unless of course it's diamond painting, then if you're into diamond painting and perhaps you want to get into diamond painting, I would highly recommend it. It's highly addictive. But also you can check out my sister channel, which is Diamond Paintings with Mike, and I do many diamond paintings on there. We're currently working through a Halloween theme at the moment, so lots of lovely Halloween bits on there. Now, when you're doing this, it doesn't have to be perfect either. You know, you just, you know, if you can't get it really thin, then just make your own lines, like what I've done here, you know. So you can get creative with it. So you see I sort of had to waver it a bit there because it was very, very hard to do that one there. So as you can see. I think I only paid like £1 or £2 for this, so it was pretty cheap. But I've seen some colour by numbers, so I might introduce that to the channel, because I got one as a gift for Tessa over at Diamond Paints with TM. I think at the time it was her birthday or something. Can't remember now. It was a gift for something, but I can't remember. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that session there. So yeah, but that's basically as you do it. You see, you sort of like, you scratch it away, and then you get all the light details. I think that's pretty good, to be fair, considering it's like very thin lines to try and copy. We had a good patch on that, and as I said, I deliberately put that line there just to show you if you do go wrong, it can go out of very shape very quickly. And again up here, digging it as well, just to show you that it does reveal the paper underneath. It's only a very, very, very thin sort of coating of this black stuff, so do be careful with that. So we will see this session next on Thursday, because we're going to be doing this until it's finished on a Thursday. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to get this for yourself, I will put the link in the description of the video. I don't recommend using the website for Hinkler Create because there doesn't seem to be a delivery option for them. I always used to thought maybe there would be a delivery option. They've also included a piece of card because, as I said, about using paper and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty good, and we'll see how it turns out. But I really thought after the Panda I wouldn't be doing this anymore because as I say, it's really not my cup of tea. But I thought, yeah, a turtle would be nice, so bring it back just for this one. I mean, as I say, it might pop up again on the channel at some point, but it's got to be something I'm into. Like if it's an animal or building. If it's not something I like, I'm not going to buy it. But yeah, so that's that. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and always tap that notification bell so that you can be notified as and when a video pops up on the channel. And please remember to hit that big red subscribe button so that you can become part of the channel. Until then, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.